we want to see how big are the baby's head, the baby's position of their heads. Because next Thursday, you're going to come in and we're going to give you a lethal injection to stop the baby's heartbeat. You're going to go home. And you're going to go home and you're going to come back the next day because we have to insert this device to dilate the cervix. Okay? And then the third day, we're going to perform the final suction. Okay? So she's talking to me like nothing. I'm sitting there and I'm listening to her. When she first told me, the first thing she told me about that lethal injection that would start my baby's heartbeat, I thought, and I'm gonna go home with dead babies in my stomach? Really? And really? Wow. And then she goes, yes, sweetie. You know, and then the third day we perform a final suction, which is it's kind of like an aspiration vacuum device, you know, that extracts the fetus, you know, from your cervix. And it's gonna start, you know, and I'm all like, you know what? Stop right now. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna have an abortion. I'm not gonna have an abortion. I said, I gotta get out of here. I said, I'm not gonna have an abortion. I said, because if cancer doesn't kill me, I'm gonna die anyway. I'm gonna die. I know I would be dead right now. I know it. I know it. I know I would be dead had I killed my baby. Because I wasn't gonna die of cancer. I was gonna die of depression, knowing that I killed 2 babies to save my ass. You know? So I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I thank you, but I gotta go. So I walked out of there. My best friends, they tell me that back then, you know, they're like, oh my God, you just came out of there, you were bawling, you were like, get me out of here, you were nervous, you were shaking. I don't remember that part because probably I went blank, you know. But I got home that same day and I started to educate myself. I did not know anything about cancer before this happened to me. Nothing. Clueless. I started to educate myself. Thank God for the internet. I logged on to Pregnant with Cancer. I found this website called pregnantwithcancer.org, and I met with this Dr. Cardonic out of New Jersey, and they recommended this great oncologist out of Orange County Memorial, and the doctor that told me to have an abortion, I didn't go back to him. I went, you know, to this other, you know, doctor, and they said, yeah, I didn't go back to him. So I met with this great oncologist, Big Nguyen, and Dr. Jane Gakis out of Orange Coast Memorial, and Dr. Cardonic out of New Jersey. She was on the phone with me every day. I mean, and she would tell me, you don't have to have an abortion. You know, you can get treatment. We can treat you. You can get treated while being pregnant. You know, there's this, you know, you're past the first trimester. There's 1% chance of any harm to the babies, and we can, you know, stop the cancer from spreading anywhere else. At this time, I still, you know, we don't know how bad the cancer. I mean, I was diagnosed stage 3C. You know, I could have been 4. You know, because since I was pregnant, they couldn't do any PET scans, CTs, nothing. You know, because I was pregnant. So I had no clue if there was any spread to the lungs, to the liver, nothing. I knew the cancer was outside my breast, and it had gone into the lymph nodes, into the bloodstream. That I knew, but I did not know where else it was. So it was okay. I was getting treatment, and I got my first chemo. January the 8th, I went to go see Dr. Blicking. When I walked into her clinic, she walked me into the chemo room where there was a bunch of ladies, because there was nothing but breast cancer that was treated there at that clinic. That was it. And everything was pink, you know. So I walked in with my belly, pregnant, and all these ladies are sitting down getting chemo, and they all looked at me like, what is she doing here? You know, and, you know, I was introduced as, you know, this is going to be a new patient. She's going to be getting chemo, and she's pregnant with twins. And they were like, wow, you know, it was wonderful because I was such an inspiration. We became so, that was like my family. They were like my second family, really, going in there. It was just so amazing. I love going to chemo, believe it or not. Um, so I went through chemo. Oh, my daughter's quinceañera. I got my first chemo January the 8th, 2008. Tatiana's quinceañera was January the 19th, just a few days after. And I asked, the first day I got chemo, I said, how long am I gonna hold on to my hair? And they said, well, 12 days, huh? And I said, really? I said, yeah. I was like, wow, okay. So, believe it or not, God is great. I held on to the last strings of my hair. My hairstylist came, and he saw that it was thinning out, and he said, no, we can do something with this. He did. It was an amazing hairdo out of nothing. I mean, seriously, I look at those pictures and I'm like, wow. So I did. And at the hotel the next day, when I took a shower after the party, it was at the Radisson Hotel in Asbury Farm, I got up and I showered and all of it came off. All of it. So there was God once again. I held on to the last few strings of my hair to look pretty on my daughter's quinceañera. Yeah, it was a really nice quinceañera. It was really beautiful, So then I went on with chemo, more chemo. I would walk into my chemo sessions every 3 weeks with a big belly and bald. Imagine that. But I felt beautiful because I was pregnant and I was keeping my babies. So babies were born early at 32 weeks of gestation because they had to treat me with more aggressive chemo. They were born at Downey Regional. They had all these devices waiting for these babies to be born. There was 27 staff members in my delivery room. Okay, there was people, internships from UCLA Medical Center that came out to be at that delivery. They were born. Joel weighed 3 pounds 12 ounces, and Julian weighed 4 pounds 3 ounces. They were born April 4th of 2008, and they were breathing on their own, eating on their own, healthy as they shocked everybody. They really did. They were expecting these little rats to come out. Oh no, they were healthy little babies. Healthy little babies. And they were also expecting them to be in the neonatal facility for 5 to 6 weeks. Usually twins, when they're in the neonatal facilities, one comes home before the other. My boys came home together the same day. And they came home 2 weeks after they were born. They reached their 5 pounds. And here they are, Joel and Julian. Hi.
Hi, Julian.
You're Julian? What did you play today? Did you play what?
Good.
You played soccer.
Soccer.